Over the last 5 years, I have been working with more than 200 businesses online, and I also have built 3 businesses on my own. And one of the biggest things I have seen as a mistake is being by choosing the wrong niche. So in this video, I will not show you how to find $1 million niche. Instead, I will show you how to find $1 million untapped niche, and it's a massive difference. Because at the end of the day, it's not how hard you row, it's more about in which boat you are in. So these are the most entrepreneurs. They are rowing just in a regular boat, while winning entrepreneurs, hopefully like yourself, are in the speedboats where they don't have to row at all, they just have to drive. Obviously, who is going to go faster and longer distance is the person with a speedboat. So if you are in the right boat or fundamentally in the right market, you get more out from each input you are making. It's just easier to win overall. So how do you find the right or the untapped $1 million niche? First off, let's look at the criteria for a potential untapped $1 million niche. So first off, it's super important, and this is based on my experience, you have to have high demand, low supply. It's just easier to enter the market and sell your stuff. And high demand means that people are raising up the hand, and low supply means that there are really not many products or companies solving that high demand problem there, or they are doing that on really low quality, and you can do much better job just overall. Second is a need, not want based problem. It's just easier because of that. It's easier to retain the clients and get more lifetime value, or basically how much they are paying you over time as a business. And a need, you can think of a need as something that you can't live without. For example, like food, home, clothing, things like that. While want is basically everything else. It's the noise. It's the new fancy iPhone. It's the car. It's the fancy apartment and things like that. Number 3, and this is super important, you want to have an unfair advantage in the market itself. It's either your background, it's either your knowledge, it's either your marketing. And if you don't have the background knowledge or the marketing or just better product overall, then you can find somebody and partner up with them. That's something I like to do. So it's just easier because you have an unfair advantage to enter the market, and also it's easier to sell your stuff again. Then number 4, which is super important, it's much easier to sell to rich people than it's to sell to people who don't have that much purchase power. So the number 4 is the purchase power, because majority of the businesses, why they really struggle even with paid ads and things like that, what I have seen over the years is because they advertise just the products that are low ticket to people who don't have that much money. So there are always going to be an objection of financials. You can eliminate that by simply entering a market where there is a purchase power. And lastly, it's the total addressable market with at least 500,000 people, because this is going to enable you to scale to and past $1 million a year. Most of the untapped $1 million niches will be the cringiest and the craziest probably that you never thought of to actually enter. But that's where the fun begins. That's where you want to be at. If your niche matches these criteria that I just listed you above based on my experience, and you put the work in, you can be even relatively bad entrepreneur, but still win and go home with $1 million a year. Step 2, how do we find the $1 million untapped niches? So first off, this process can be general and will require you to go and surf on the internet like a curious little child, like going to a candy shop and trying to find, like, being curious about all of these candies. That needs to be you right now. Put away your rational mind, put away your kind of the standards that you have that have grown into your adult, and bring up the little child within. First, you're going to need a place to track the niches you come up with and score them based on the criteria. So you're going to be able to access this file under this video, and it's going to look like this. Let me explain actually how this works. So I have put already some crazy niches right here, but this is how it works in a nutshell, really. So you have 0 to 10 score. So for each community, or not community but niche, you're just going to need to basically give a score. So you have the 5 criteria points right here: demand, supply, need or want, unfair advantage, purchase power, and total addressable market. So let me explain. So I mean, this is really relatively approximately speaking, because at the end of the day you don't have real data. So for example, LGBTQ plus demand and supply. Let's say you have found a specific problem that they have and there is no really supply. You're going to put 9. Is this a need or want? The problem that you're solving, let's say it's a want, which doesn't make the niche actually that great. Unfair advantage. Do you have any kind of an unfair advantage? Do you have background in that? Do you have friends in that or what? Let's say I don't have, but I have worked with one. Then purchase power. Can they spend money? Usually they can spend a lot of money. Then total addressable market. So how big is that industry? And here you can really just make a couple of Google search and actually find out how big of market that is. And I'm going to say 10 because it's a huge market. So then second, pet owners. Let's do the same. So demand, supply, let's just imagine this is going to be a random case. So there is a huge demand, there is no supply, so it's going to be 10. Then neither one, let's say, for example, it's a massive need. Unfair advantage, let's say you have many pets and so on, you have solved many problems in the past, it's 9. Purchase power, let's say 9, because pet owners love to spend money on their pets. And then the total addressable market, just perfect. Like there are many pet owners. And then basically you're going to do that with each community, and then you're going to make a score right here. So right here, it was a 1, so it's 1. It's 10, 12, 21, 31. In total, here we have 20, 38, 48. And you do this with every niche. And then you just take the number 1 niche and you go all in into that. So that is covered. We can move into the second phase, which is it's time to hunt down your $1 million untapped niche. So first off, you don't have to overcomplicate this process. Instead, you want to spend quality time in places where people buy stuff. So number 1, really just sit down and think of some niches yourself. Like all of these niches that I put down, basically I just sat down and literally just came up with some niches that seem crazy to me. Basically, you can think through that framework. Then once you have done that, you can go to various platforms. So let's start with school.com. So you go to school.com, right here is the URL. Then you click Discovery Communities, and here you're going to see all of these communities. And these are not necessarily the biggest communities. These are based on engagement. And you can see there are all of these niches of the communities. And you can also put filters and so on. And you just, what you really want to look is at, you, for example, go to health and fitness. So instead of finding some kind of general community, you want to look something that is like super, super niched, which we're going to get into in a second. But you want to look for something that stands out, something that is not like a common sense to everyone. Hey, here you're going to learn about nutrition. Here you're going to be able to get shredded or bulk up or add XYZ kilos to your physique and so on. You want to go layers deeper. That's how you're going to know you're going to find the niche that is untapped. Then, once you have done the school, you can also go to Google Trends, type in different niches. You can even combine both of these together. So you can go to school.com, then here you find something that stands out, something that you haven't seen or you think crazy. And then you basically take the keywording that is used there that makes it crazy or stand out, and you just put it right here. Let's say vegetarian diet. For example, it's not that really specific, but you understood the idea. And you can put the name here, type in vegetarian diet. And then you're going to be able to see actually what people are looking for. So here you can also have search terms. You can choose different countries, United States, and so on. And here you also can choose many different metrics as well. So I highly suggest kind of with any method that I'm going to show you right now, that you're just combining that kind of together with the Google Trends, so you can also see the searches itself. Then once you have done that, you can go with the fourth method, which is pick a general niche and then niche down yourself, or ask ChatGPT what are the sub niches of that niche, and then you can just mind map. Let me give you an example. So let's take a general niche, which is health. Then we go, actually, I would change this a little bit. Health, then diseases, then chronic diseases, then autism. There are a lot of people who are struggling with this problem. And I already checked out, there are not many products that are great that actually really help these people, because at the end of the day, they are a little bit different. Therefore, they also have to behave kind of in some different ways, unless they have ultra confidence. But yeah, there is a massive demand, but low supply. So this is a perfect community, and the marketing there, like, it's just a great market. The same also goes how we found LGBTQ plus. So tribes, which ultimately goes under relationships, tribes, genders, LGBT plus. Then again, we have health, nutrition, diets, vegetarian diet. So just niche down. You don't want to be on kind of the surface of the niche. You want to go under the surface as many levels as possible, and then just do a kind of like a search and see how trendy it is. If there's any demand, you can go on Facebook groups, you can go on Google Trends, and so on. And then fifth, go on TikTok and Twitter to browse. There are so many golden nuggets. Oftentimes, especially on Twitter, there are many communities with sub niches. But I'm gonna give you something even better that's gonna just put this on steroids and really help you to find that $1 million untapped niche. So stick with me. So the pro tip is that you want to find a niche, or you want to find niches that sound crazy to you, that they exist. Then search on the internet to see if there are many high quality companies advertising to them. And then find any communities for those niches. So what do I mean? Search on the internet to see if there are many high quality companies advertising to them. You can go to Facebook Ads Library. Let me even demonstrate you. Facebook Ads Library. Once you are here, you select the target region. Let's say it's United States. Here you're going to click add all ads, and then you're going to type in the industry's keywords. And that's how you're going to be able to see how many ads are there, how many companies advertise to them. Then after that, you want to find any communities, which can be on school, it can be on Reddit, and so on. It can be even Instagram fun page or Instagram close pages. And you want to find communities for those niches. You want to find that they have high engagement as a community. And ideally, a problem that they have, or they are bringing oftentimes up, but there is really no solution, or the existing one is bad. Therefore, if you enter the market, you can deliver a better product and you can outcompete everyone simply because you have better product, and also ideally you have better marketing.